You are absolutely not stuck in a job that you hate. Hey there, it's Will Vaughan from Your Career Mastery, and if you're in a job that you hate, that does not reward you for all of your great work, if you don't like the people you work with, you're not stuck in that job. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of my best tips for how you can get out of that job quick smart and get into a job that you absolutely love. So my first tip, if you're in a job that you hate, is to start brushing up that resume. Take the power back. You don't have to stay in this job a day longer. Let's start getting that portfolio looking great. Let's take that resume, dust it off, and start actually building it out. Building out what it could look like. Start updating all of your recent skills, your experiences, your achievements, all of the day-to-day responsibilities in your current job. Just get that resume out, start polishing it off, because that is the first piece of action that's going to help you start moving forward to getting that great job. And it's a very easy action to get that resume out. I don't care how long it's been sitting there, you need to brush it off and start getting words on paper that capture all of your great skills, your achievements, your day-to-day responsibilities for your current role, and all of your most relevant previous roles as well. And you don't have to waste time finding a fancy template to begin with on Canva or whatever. Just get a Word document out and just start building out the skeleton, the wireframe of your resume, and getting on paper all those things I mentioned, your experiences in your current work, all the key projects that you've worked on that have delivered a great result for the company, and make sure you capture the data points that really showcase all the great work you did and the improvements that you drove for the business, whether it was an uplift in sales, leads, operational efficiencies, money you saved for the company, revenue you brought in, profit you brought in, whatever it is. So that's step number one. If you're in a job you hate, get the resume out, start brushing it off, and start populating the wireframe of what it's going to look like. And I say wireframe because for every job application that you do, you should be customizing your resume. So you want to have like a base resume where you can start putting everything, just brain dumping all that stuff on paper. And then for each job application that you send out, you can tailor your resume and cherry pick the best skills, responsibilities, achievements, projects to make sure it's relevant for that particular job ad that you're going for. Tip number two, once you've started brushing off your resume, is to start looking at what jobs are out there. So go to LinkedIn, go to Glassdoor, whatever job ad websites are popular where you live in the world, just start looking at what's out there for the roles that you would be qualified for, or for the roles that you maybe are not qualified for but just want to go for. Like, what is your next best move in your career? Start looking at what's out there, get a feel for it. Look at what companies are hiring. Look at the skills and the key selection criteria that they're looking for, because that will help you begin to shape maybe in your current role where you need to fill some gaps in terms of skills and experiences, opportunities, personal development to really build a portfolio that's going to make you the right candidate for that next role that you're trying to go for. So step number one, brush off that resume. And step number two was all about just seeing what's out there, getting a feel for the market, because that's going to help you start to understand, all right, cool, this is real. There are other jobs out there that you're qualified for. And once you brush up that resume, you can start applying for them. So this takes you from being in a funk in your job, absolutely hating it, not feeling valued, not feeling like you're paid what you deserve, to seeing, all right, cool, I have options. I can get out there, I can start applying for stuff. This company, I can do better. And you can do better, I guarantee it. And tip number three is to start talking to recruiters. So just because you start talking to recruiters doesn't mean you're obligated to start interviewing, but talking to a recruiter can help give you a feel for what kind of roles are out there, what companies are looking for, what salary brackets you might be open to based on your current level of skills and experiences, because you might actually find that you're actually very underpaid in terms of the market rate for your role if you've been in a role for a number of years. Companies typically only increase our salaries in very small increments that is not necessarily representative of what you might be worth to the broader market, because we often increase in value as professionals because we learn things, we work on projects, we boost our professional network, and that can be worth a lot more than we're paid because our skill as a professional and our value goes up faster than our salary. So great to talk to a recruiter, get a feel from them in terms of what's happening in the market, what roles are available, and what are the key things that companies are really looking for, and also get them to review your resume as well. Recruiters see hundreds of resumes every single week, and so it can be really beneficial to get their lens and their perspective on the look and feel, the layout, the template you're using, but also how you've worded certain things on your resume, because again, they work with companies, they understand what companies are looking for, so they can give you really invaluable information to tailor your resume and help you start preparing for re-entering the job market. Tip number 4 is to start making a list or an achievement bank of all the great things you've achieved in your role. So this can simply be a spreadsheet where you drop in all the things that you've achieved in your role, all the things that you've had an impact in the business, the projects you've landed, the uplift in leads or sales or profits or efficiencies. Maybe it was hiring team members. Maybe it was leading a particular project. Maybe it was bringing on a new partner or a new vendor or launching a new vertical, a new product or a new service for the business. Whatever it was, start brain dumping all of these great achievements. And it's really important too to show progression in your role. So you want to be able to show on your resume and talk to in job interviews how you entered a company and moved forward. Maybe you moved up in terms of your roles. Maybe your responsibilities increased, and therefore the impact that you had on a business increased from the point that you entered the company to the point that you plan to leave the company as well. Tip number 5 is to start milking the company you work for development opportunities. So if your company that you work for offers courses, training sessions, workshops, the ability to go to events, maybe even sit on committees, these are all great opportunities to increase your learning. And if you're looking to get out of this company, I highly encourage you that while you're still there, you absolutely milk this company for every opportunity to grow, to increase your skills, to improve your experiences and your exposure to different parts of the business. They're going to make you a more valuable, a more rounded professional, and ultimately increase your attractiveness to prospective employers when you go back and start job interviewing and start talking to recruiters, hiring managers, and HR departments as well. Because it still might take time once you enter the job market to find the right role for you. So while you're still at this company, it could take months to find the right role. You want to keep mining that company for everything they've got to increase your skills as a professional, because that will selfishly help you become a more attractive candidate to other companies, but it will also increase your value to your current company that you work at, and it might also open up new opportunities, new projects, and new development opportunities for you in your current role that might actually entice you to stay. And my last tip, tip number 6, is to start applying for jobs. So once you've gone through this process of brushing up your resume, adding all these great new skills, experiences, achievements, projects, great milestones that you hit for the business, you build that achievement bank out, start talking to recruiters, start looking at what kind of jobs are out there that might entice you, that might seem interesting and engaging and fun and right for you in terms of the next move for your career. Then the logical next step is to simply start applying for these jobs and start building your skills around interviewing and talking to companies and preparing for job interviews. And if you're looking for any help in that particular area, I've got tons of videos on my channel that talk about how to prepare for a job interview, how to answer job interview questions, and some skills that you might want to consider going into the job interview process, because interviewing is its own skill in and of itself. And so I've got some great content that will absolutely be able to help you. So I'm Will Vaughan from Your Career Mastery. And again, if you're stuck in a job that you hate, you don't have to stay. There is a process of getting out of this job and into the right job for you. Hope you found these tips helpful. If you got value from this video, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will absolutely see you in the next video. Cheers.